fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction, he's got rid of the outside, both of them! Maloney!
Oh, he's taken Anderson! Anderson's up top!
Oh my God! Oh. Big crash! Oh my goodness, half the field's gonna get rolled!
It's very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go! Oh no! That's massive! This is it! This is over! I can't believe this! Oh my God!
God, what?
This is your chance to get behind the wheel. The opportunity to race just like the pros. From the grassroots levels, where we all got our start, to the most popular race cars on the planet. From the fairgrounds of Nashville to the high banks of Daytona, to tracks that will never be forgotten. Realistic driving, intense competition, all from the comfort of your own home. This is the ultimate motorsports simulation. This is iRacing.
It all comes down to this. It is the final round of the iRacing Grand Prix Series here from Circuit Park Zandvoort. The Netherlands hosting the final round of the championship in the iRacing Series for the first time in a very, very long time. No Jake Sperry with us today. My name is Jay Kennedy. Alongside me to bring you the coverage for the final round of the championship, Kane Craft. Kane, welcome along. Welcome back to the iRacing Grand Prix Series. You're coming in for an absolutely fantastic round at one of the most iconic tracks in the world.
Yeah, I've been following this season of the Grand Prix Series, and it's been amazing. It's been probably one of the best series I've watched in a long time. To come into this final race and still not have a championship driver already so far ahead in the points that, you know, it's crazy. This one's still up for grabs. Kalen Chin up in top, but not by so much that it can't be caught.
No, the championship's still up for grabs for 100% for sure. We had three contenders coming into this round, but one of those has not decided to run, that being Ollie Stepanov. So it will be between Matteo Ugolotti and Kalen Chin for this season's championship. Before we look at the championship standings, though, let's look at the track where we are. Of course, the very infamous Circuit Park Zandvoort in the Netherlands, right off the coast. One of the coolest tracks in the world, of course, in the real world. A little bit of a change now from what we have seen in the iRacing version, but still very, very cool, very, very fast. Big thing about this track, though, not very much time where you've got your steering wheel straight. A lot of the time spent moving the wheel. The only real straight part of the track is the front stretch.
Yeah, it's an old track, but it's got a lot of character, and it's going to be a lot of fun to watch these guys here.
100%. Of course, the other part too, very, very tough pit entry to make your way into. So we'll see how much of a factor that plays as that comes up later on in the race. Of course, drivers have to make one compulsory pit stop, change tyre compounds in this series. Let's look at the championship standings as we come into this round. So this is the best 8 rounds scored. So as it is at the moment, Kalen Chin leads, Matteo Ugolotti about 130 points behind. Not much in it there, but you look, Kalen Chin's got one hand on the championship trophy looking at that. But the important thing to note is that Matteo Ugolotti has only had 7 point scoring rounds. So when you turn it around to best 7 rounds, Matteo Ugolotti with a 100-point lead. So it really is anyone's race. Matteo Ugolotti needs a very good finish to win the championship. Kalen Chin can still steal it. But if both have a poor race, it's well and truly up for grabs.
Yeah, and there's other drivers that have had an excellent season this year as well that are worth mentioning. Anthony Catt up in 7th spot, Tomas Simone in 8th, and Kent Nielsen rounding out the top 10.
Yeah, and of course, Tomas hasn't joined us for a huge amount of rounds as well, and Kent Nielsen has had a lot of bad luck throughout this season, but as you said, Anthony Catt done a very, very good job this season. Marcel Fassbender and Luis Nunez, neither of them are running with us today, but both had a very good season as well. So great to see those guys out there for this championship. We are in qualifying at the moment, but everyone has completed their lap time, so we can run through the starting grid for this final round of the championship. And interesting to note, when it does come up on screen, there we go. Tamo Simon will start from pole, Kalen Chin in P2, Timo Karolainen and Oyvind Hogland on row number 2, Victor Hard and Marcus Avia, Brazilians both on row 3, Kleber Toffoli and Kent Nielsen on row 4, Mitri Nbar and Adam Webb on row 5. But interesting to note, the names missing there, Matteo Ugolotti did not get a lap time in. He will start in 11th position, Anthony Catt in 12th, and Jan Stratinsky will be our 13th car in our 13-car field. A small field, but still the lap time's very close. I guess the positive for Matteo is that it's not a huge field for him to work his way through without getting a qualifying time in.
Yeah, I mean, that is a plus. It's a small field, so he's only got a dozen cars in front of him.
The 34 laps ahead for the drivers in this race. Will be a very, very quick race because, of course, these guys doing in qualifying trim a 1 minute 6.5 lap time. So it will be a very, very fast race in regards to pace. Great to see some returning drivers to the series as well. Timo Karolainen returning for the first time. I've seen him in a long time in the series. Jan Stratinsky been in and out a little bit throughout the season. Going to be cool to watch some of those guys mix it up with our regulars. Interesting that as we've seen for a lot of this championship season, that most drivers will start the race on the medium compound tyre. No surprise to see that one runner so far will start on the soft, that being Anthony Catt, who seems to always run an alternate strategy to everyone else, except for that 1 week where he decided to go with everyone else, but then still mixed it up in regards to the pit stops.
Yeah, he's so fun to watch because he's always doing something different.
100% agree. It's great to see that we've got people that are willing to try different things in regards to strategy and setup too. We've only got a couple of drivers left to get on the grid. As you can see, a couple of empty grid slots. We will get this race underway. A little bit of discussion and unsureness around how much fuel to start in the car, but it looks like everyone has decided how much they're going to start with. Lights are on. We're getting ready to get this race underway. Beautiful launch. Anthony Catt on those softs. Great launch. Jan Stratinsky didn't get away. Tamo Simon under pressure from Karolainen. Kalen Chin is away. Checked out already.
Yeah, Simone not too good of a launch there. Almost fell back to third. He did manage to hold on to that second spot.
Okay, Kleber Toffoli around at turn 2. He's in the wall. We've got a couple of other runners that actually have started on softs as well. Tamo Simon has started on softs as well as Adam Webb. So a couple of drivers starting on the soft compound tyre. A little surprising to see, but we're going to get it relatively clean other than the incident for Kleber Toffoli. And Matteo Ugolotti only able to gain one spot. That is the spot of Kleber Toffoli. So he hasn't been able to make inroads as much as he would like early on.
Ugolotti back in 10th, just following behind Anthony Catt. He's got to get some moves made to get up there, and that's a lot of people to pass, but he does have some good pace.
Yeah, we've seen him in previous races, how good a pace and strategically how good he is as well, as Anthony Catt having a look up the inside. Marcus Avia with those soft compound tyres, not able to get it done. See if we can get a replay up though of what has happened to Kleber Toffoli, because to be out of the race so soon is very big. Was there contact? Has there been more to this story? Oh, he's done it himself.
Oh, ouch.
I was a bit worried when I saw the side-by-side that there was contact there, but that's just probably being a little bit too courteous and giving a little bit too much room. Biggest mover at the moment is Anthony Katz. Sorry to cut you off there, Kane. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, Simone doing a good job staying within DRS range for whenever it comes up. Should be next lap, I think.
Yeah, next lap. So start of the third lap now. So the next time into the DRS zone, they will have DRS available. And as you said, Thomas Simon staying within that half a second, or within half a second, within the 1 second bracket needed for DRS. And have a look at how much dust has already been kicked up on the track there through turn 2.
That could cause problems for some drivers if they're not paying attention, get caught out in the sand.
Anthony Cat not able to use these soft tyres as much as he would like at this stage. Marcus Vere doing a very good job of defending. It is a difficult track to pass this one. You really need to be very sure of your moves and work your way through very strategically, because the crisscross nature of this circuit does mean that you leave yourself susceptible if you do try and make a move at the wrong spot. Because DRS available now may change that. The other issue as well for Anthony Cat is everyone in this train will have DRS. The only car in the field, other than the leader, that won't have DRS will be Victor Ard, who is a little bit too far back. As it's on for the lead, Tamas Simon with the DRS, Kalen Chin defending down the front straight.
Yeah, it's going to bring Tomas Simon right up to Caitlin Chin. Caitlin Chin doing a good job holding him off.
It's Chin racing from Singapore, from Australia. 4 a.m. when I looked at the start of the race, so he's doing better than me being awake at 4 a.m. I struggled to get up for 6 a.m. start, 4 a.m. on a Sunday morning. Very committed to the series, of course, as you would be when you're looking at a potential championship win. As Matteo Ugolotti threw on Anthony Cat. Is that a mistake from Anthony Cat? Because he's very, very slow there.
And he still seems like he's off pace maybe a little bit. He's gathered it back up by now, but definitely lost some time.
100% did. Wonder if there was maybe slowdown penalty. You can get one for being too aggressive. Oh, huge slide. Okay, that explains it. Need to come back live because have a look at what's happened at the front.
Ooh, Tomas Simon threw on Caitlin Chin. That's going to shake things up a little bit up there, but
this will be purely a DRS pass. And the interesting thing, sorry to cut you off again, was that Timo Carolina now is in DRS range as well in third position. Nice move around the outside too.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Interesting thing with that too is you look, Thomas Simon running soft compound tyres, so probably now well and truly up to temperature, well and truly up to optimal range. And now we'll be able to use them to their advantage that they have. Ugolotti threw again, another move on Avia this time. Up into position number 8, so now up 3 spots. Adam Webb, biggest mover, up 4 spots. Ivan Hogland, have a look at the run that he's got out of the final corner. Is he going to be able to get this done here on Victor Hyde? I would say yes, but he's going to have to go the long way around. We'll get it done. Beautiful. $12 runners still in the race. Kent Nielsen in 11th, trying to get moves done. And Anthony Cat. Anthony Cat has not had the most successful start to this race, especially considering he's on soft tyres. I thought he would have been doing a little bit better, but isn't able to make them work. But Thomas Simon's been able to start to make inroads, and Adam Webb, as I said, also on softs, has also been making inroads, has gained 4 spots already. So Webb, the only one that's really got the soft tyres to work as they should.
Him and Simone now just about out of clear of DRS range from Chin. So he's going to be starting to pull away.
Mon has almost broken DRS range from Kalen Chin. Carolina not too far behind as here comes Ugolotti through on Nanba and through into 7th position. So he's now at 4 spots as well. Just in behind Adam Webb. So equal biggest mover as we're now on lap number 7. Already nearly a quarter of the way through this race. Incredibly fast how quick the pace is in this race. Guys doing 70-second lap times. Doesn't take long to get through 34 laps at 70 seconds a lap in these style of cars. They feel fast as it is, but you have that sort of speed and that sort of pace. It's incredibly quick.
And we knew if things went well, we'd be able to watch Ugolotti come up through the field. And that's exactly what we're seeing. It took him a little longer than I expected for him to get started making those moves, but now he's up about halfway through the field and still has, 2/3, 3/4 of the way the race to go. So that'll be an interesting watch.
And he's now got DRS as well on the back of Adam Webb, so he'll close that gap down and probably be close enough for a move next lap by. Is interesting. We did say that Anthony Catt was struggling. Well, that proves it. He's into the pits already on lap 8. That's incredibly short stint for Catt. He'll go into the medium. No, he's going to the hard compound tyre to finish this race off. A little surprised by that. The track conditions today, very, very cool for this series. We've seen track temperatures in the 40 to 45 degrees Celsius range. That's the 100 to 115 Fahrenheit track temp range, but today 29 degrees Celsius. Not the best at doing the conversion in my head. I think that's about 85 Fahrenheit from memory. So pretty ideal track conditions out there.
Yeah, that's a surprising move to go on hards, I guess, because he made that decision because he had to come in a little early on the softs, but I think mediums would have definitely got him through.
There's a fair bit of load that goes through some of the tyres on this car at this track, which is no surprise given the nature of the circuit. Here comes Kent Nielsen looking up the inside of Avea and not quite able to do it. He was probably close enough to get a move done, but Kent's had some unfortunate incidents as that's Adam Webb in the fence. What has happened here? Had Matteo Ugolotti looking to make a move. We saw how much he was gaining, but what has caused this incident here? Has there been contact between he and Adam Webb? Is there more to this story? Oh, he's done it all on his own at the exit of turn 1. Just off in the dirt. Ah, it's so unfortunate. He was having a good run.
He was turning the car back and got that left rear in the dirt, and it just sent him sideways.
Wondering if too, you see he did catch the inside curb through turn 1 as well, so maybe that could have unsettled the car a tiny little bit, forced him a little bit wider than he would have normally been used to, and potentially played a small impact in that spin. As here comes Ugolotti up into 5th position now as he gets past Victor Ard. Now, soft tyre runners now only got one, that being Tamas Simon. He's out to a 2.3 second advantage over Kalen Chin. Of course, different tyres being used, but Timo Karolainen done a very, very good job of maintaining pace with Kalen Chin, considering the pace that we know Chin's got, being the championship leader at this stage. Chin hasn't broken away as much as I would have thought, as Ugolotti's really making inroads. He's only 5.5 seconds behind the car of Kalen Chin.
He's definitely got the pace. He's just a touch faster than Tomas Simon on the last lap. Almost equal to Tomas Simon.
Slapped by basically identical times, a 110.7. So soft tyres versus medium tyres. Taya doesn't care. He's pushing on. into the pits comes Kent Nielsen. Now this is early, especially when we saw only 8 laps for Cat on softs. Nielsen's in and he's gone to the softs. He's going to have to do 23 laps on soft tyres as Anthony Cat goes by. Cat sets his personal fastest lap of the race, a 1:10.5. So despite the fact that he's gone to the hard tyre, which we don't see too often in this series, his pace is still relatively good. I mean, that's faster than the lap time that Thomas Simon did last lap on softs.
Right, yeah, it was a surprise to see him go on the hards, and now to see the pace that he's got on the hards, there might be something to learn from Anthony Cat this week.
You don't know whether that'll be something to learn for the other drivers or for him personally. So whether he's just hasn't got the car dialed in as much as he would like on those softer tyres, but they definitely didn't work for him when he had them on earlier. We'll get a comparison between Kent Nielsen and Anthony Cat in a couple of laps when they've both done some flyers. We'll see how much pace difference there is. There is Carolina not quite able to get the move done on Kalen Chin. Last lap by was 0.3 faster. It has been a little bit quicker the last couple of laps, has Carolina, but just hasn't been able to get that last 1/10 of a second to get the move done into turn 1 with the DRS help.
It seems like he spends most of his time about 0.4 seconds back, and after the DRS, he can get right up there, but you just don't have enough. Kalen Chin is just holding him off.
We are just over 1/3 of the way through this race. Potentially could see some drivers starting to consider coming in other than the ones we've seen, those being Cat and Nielsen. See that the DRS is not helping Carolina as much as you would expect. Matteo Ugolotti, though, he's right on the back of Hordland and he's ready to go and try and get this move done.
Yeah, he's caught up to another driver there in Hogland, and man, I'd give it a lap, and he'll be up into 4th place.
Of course, the gap between 2nd and 5th is around about 6 seconds now. So even though he is catching up to the back of Hogland, he's not able to make inroads with Hogland not being matched for pace with Chin Carolina. But we don't know what's going to happen when he gets through. I don't think it's an if here. I'm pretty sure it's a when, just based on the pace that he's got. And we don't know how much more pace he's got when he goes to the softs in a few laps' time as well. We've seen how quick he's been on the softs. One strategic thing that I've been surprised about is Thomas Simon around. Wow.
Looks like his car's still in one piece.
Doesn't look like he's sustained any damage, thankfully. But it's disastrous for him out of the final corner. What's happened? Just unloaded in the middle of the corner. That's a strange one.
Reds are just starting to get a little weak. Not quite the grip on them.
There's a little bump just there and may have just clipped the curb.
Yeah, I think he clipped the curb just enough to unsettle the car and send him around. He's gonna.
Oh, he nearly looped it again.
That one.
This changes.
I think we'll see him coming into the pits to put some new rubbers.
I reckon you're right. I reckon you're right about that one. I don't think there'll be too much out of that he'll be coming in to get mediums onto that car very, very quickly. It's an uncharacteristic mistake, though, from Thomas Simon. Because still has his World Championship stripe from running in the Dallara World Championship last year, along with Matteo Ugolotti. No pit stop as of yet, so he's probably just going to run a couple more laps to see how the tyres behave. Anthony Cat's last lap time was equivalent to that of Carolina, Chin, Borgland. So Anthony Cat's pace still pretty decent. Kent Nielsen last lap by did the fastest lap of the race. His personal best fastest lap of the race, a 1:10.1. So pace definitely good on the softs for Kent Nielsen, but Anthony Cat still doing very, very good on those hard compound tyres. It still surprises me a little that he's on hards because we see it so rarely in this series.
Tomas Simone's mistake has gifted Ugolotti up to the 3rd place. He's 4.5 seconds back from Carolinen, but still got some pit stops to go and half the race, so plenty of time for him to try to catch those guys.
Yeah, and he's been very, very clever in how he manages his tyres and when he comes in to change over to those softs to give them the maximum push range, as we're not far off approaching halfway. Into the pits comes Tomas Simon. No real surprise that the pace wasn't there on those now rather hot and used soft tyres. He'll put on some mediums and away he goes again. This is the battle for the lead though. Carolinen's starting to apply a little bit more pressure to Kalen Chin. Chin's just content to not push too hard. Of course, there is a little bit of time management needed, as we said earlier. But I'm surprised that Kalen Chin hasn't been able to break away. Matteo Ugolotti's still lapping around about 2.5 tenths faster a lap as he starts to close his gap down.
Ugolotti cleared that traffic, he picked up about half second a lap.
Yeah, we said before the pits, this change of position happened between Ugolotti and Haugland, which did happen while we were on that replay of Tomas Simon, that it was around about 5 to 5.5 seconds. Carolina has a little look, but have a look now, 4.2. Last lap by another 4 tenths gained on Kalen Chin. Gap to the leader is only 4.5 seconds as Marcos Avila comes into the pits on his mediums to change to softs. This lap is the halfway lap of the race. Board replay here with Jan Stratinsky coming through the final corner. He's done very similar to Tomas Simon, except he's hit the dirt on the outside and saved it very well.
Yeah, that was a good save.
Going to change to some softs. Again, Anthony Cat now has a little bit of company behind. Kent Nielsen closing in on those new softs. Have a look at who's just in the background of the shot there. Tomas Simon in his recovery.
Anthony Cat up to 7th after a few pit stops. Will move him up to 7th. See how that holds out as time goes by and these guys with the better tires catch up to him.
Borgland in to change to his soft tyres in as well as Victor Ard. So, and Dimitri Naba also coming in. So only our front 3 drivers now left to pit.
John is on pit road entry so far.
Yeah, surprised that we've got away with it. I mean, these guys are usually pretty good in regards to pit stop practice because every race there is the pit stop required, as Kent Nielsen does get through at turn 1. Other series where there isn't as many pit stops, they're the series where you see a little bit more drama, but the fact that these guys know that they have to pit each and every race, they do a little bit more pit stop practice than a lot of other series.
Last week at Spa, we did see a couple incidents going on to pit road, a couple of drivers getting a little loose, and even a pit road speed penalty. So far these guys doing really good here at Zandvoort.
17 laps complete. As we are past the halfway point of this race. 18 laps complete, I should say. Now on lap number 19. And Ugolotti now 3.5 seconds to P2. He's starting to feel even more and more confident. Of course, if he wins this race, he will win the championship. I'm trying to crunch some numbers with I've got spreadsheets open everywhere here. Trying to crunch some numbers based on where everyone finishes if they were in these positions now. Championship's very tight. It's very close.
Now, this being a smaller car count. Is that going to hurt his chances?
The smaller car count does mean that there's a bigger gap of points between positions, but P1 is still very, very strong in regards to the number of points. 255 for a win, as an estimation, which should be enough if Chin was to win. Although, if Ugolotti finishes second, that then changes everything. If Ugolotti wins the championship as far as I can work out mathematically. But if it stays as it is now, yeah, I'd need another spreadsheet, another calculator. Very tight.
Caitlin Chin still holding off Carolina up to 0.6 seconds gap now. Starting to pull away just a touch, but it don't mean a whole lot with he's still in DRS range, and Carolina can get that gap back.
The other part of that too is how much battery or how much harvesting is Carolina doing on this lap. Is he just gone into full harvest mode? And you can see the flashing light on the back means that he's in battery harvest mode as well. So definitely looks like to me that he's decided, well, I'm just going to take a lap. There we go, a bit more harvesting. Get some energy built back up into the battery and then push again for maybe 1 or 2 laps before he comes into the pits. No, he's coming in now. So he's harvested as much battery as he can to push 120% on that first flying lap. Gap, first to second now, 3.2 seconds.
From the angle we had, it almost looked like Carolina tapped the wall on pit entry.
Like he's okay. He's going to come back out ahead of Orvan Haugland, who's just set the fastest lap of the race of 109.3. Kent Nielsen and Tamas Simon side by side, softs versus mediums. Tamas will get it done around the outside. We've seen that move a couple of times, haven't we, around the outside at turn 1. It's not a move you expect to see, but he's done a very, very good job there as Tamas Simon.
Yeah, we have seen a couple moves there, but we've also seen a couple spinners there.
Hasn't been 100% perfectly clean through that section, has it? Oh, this is looking a bit messy. Anthony Cat on the hards, holding up the guys on fresh softs. It's a Via and Oad. It's looking a little nasty here. We'll go back to the front in just a second. Actually, go there now. Kalen Chin's decided now is the time. No surprise, Matteo Ugolotti maintaining the strategy is run all season long. Run as long as he can. Come in as late as possible. Change the softs. Push 100%.
Seems to be a strategy that's working well for him.
Kalen Chin out and away. Battle resumes. Exactly as they were before the pit stops. Biggest winner out of this pit stop phase would have to be Orvan Haugland, wouldn't it? He's closed that gap down quite a bit over the past little while. He's only 2 seconds back from Carolina. And remember, before the pit stops, the gap between Carolina and Haugland was around 5 seconds. So he's definitely been a big winner out of the pit stop phase.
Yeah, and coming back on those softs and setting the fastest lap of the race. He's definitely got the pace on those softs where it seemed like a couple other drivers really struggled on the softs. He's doing quite well.
Here we go. Most important pit stop of the season for Matteo Ugolotti. Needs to absolutely nail this pit stop. Looks like he's got into the lane okay with no speeding penalty. That's the most important step 1. Step 2 is getting on his mark. Step 3 is getting away. Stopped very, very quick. 3.8 seconds. Alan Chin maintains the lead. Carolina in second. And Ugolotti is going to have to fight with Orvan Haugland again. This is not what he wanted. This is just huge time loss now, isn't it?
Yeah, it cost him a lot of time last time he was stuck behind him, so hopefully he can make quick work of him and get on that chase to get up to Carolina.
Fastest pit stop through the pit stop phase was with Kalen Chin. Slowest stop for Anthony Catt, but everyone in regards to pit lane transit time, very, very similar. Between 22 and 23 seconds is up the inside as Matteo Ugolotti gets past Horgland and also has DRS, because at the DRS activation point, he was ahead. So gets the move done and keeps the DRS. Help him. 4 seconds he's got to gain up to the back. Carolina, who looks like he may be out of DRS range himself.
Yeah, he's just teetering right on that line. He did get it, but
Just got it.
boy, he was just teetering on that line. That's going to get him a couple tenths worth of buffer, but Chen is just flying.
And sets the fastest lap of the race. That lap by does Kalen Chin a 109.1. Carolina also set his personal fastest lap of the race, a 109.3. These two now absolutely flying in regards to pace. That battle we were watching earlier with Anthony Catt, Marcus Sevilla, and Victor Ide has stayed as it was as well. The gap's very, very stable between them. Actually, right on cue, Marcus Sevilla trying to make a move. Oh no, Victor Ide off the track. Loses a spot to Dimitri Inaba. And he will continue on. It's like just a little bit of dirt on the tyres. Nothing more, thankfully. Marcus Sevilla has just had a moment himself. What's he done here? Oh, just a huge lockup. And just keeps it on the track. Very lucky. Carolina's just maintaining that 1 second, isn't he? Just.
Yeah, he just barely in DRS range. But that's pretty impressive from Caitlin Chen without having DRS to be able to hold him off like that. Just keep him teetering on that DRS range.
Your last lap by Carolina matched his fastest lap that we said he'd set previously. Pretty much the same lap time. Ugolotti also set pretty much an identical lap time on that previous lap. All set 109.3s, these three drivers in our top three positions. Means that the gap between first and third stays at around that 5 second bracket, although Ugolotti on this lap is absolutely flying. I'm seeing purple sectors lighting up on the live timing. So we could see new fastest lap. Will we see him in the 108s? Tell you what, I reckon we will, because have a look at that gap now. It's down to 3.8 seconds between he and second position. 109.2, not able to break into that 108 bracket, but this gap is not done. It's not settled. 109.6 for both Kalen Chin and Timo Karolainen. Ugolotti, 4 tenths faster, 4 tenths a lap though. Not enough. He needs half a second plus to close this gap down over the next 9 laps.
Carolina has got that gap down to almost half a second now, so he must have harvested enough battery to, well, he's still harvesting, looks like, but must be using some battery to get that gap caught back up.
We're being a bit strategic on when and how much battery he uses. You can see the green light just popping up on the dash. If you're new to the series, new to Formula style racing, the green light on the dash means that DRS is available when you get to the DRS zone. All the lights up on the dash there that you can see is when you do have the DRS open, which is the gap in the rear wing. You'll be within 1 second of the car ahead at the activation point. Doesn't matter whether you're battling for position or whether you're about to put that car a lap down. As long as you're within a second, that's all that matters. Lap time comparison again. Ugolotti, half a second faster than Kalen Chin. Gap down to 4 seconds. We said half a second was enough. Well, 8 laps, 4 seconds at half a second. That's the exact margin he needs. But he needs a tiny little bit more because he needs a lap to actually get the overtake done. Probably more than a lap.
Yeah, getting up here and passing these guys is going to be, more difficult than what he's having to do out here on a clean track, but he's definitely flying.
Kalen Chin's just not able to shake Carolina in the background there. He's just doing enough. Is Timo? See what the gaps look like at the end of this lap. 109.9 for Chin, 110.0 Carolina, and a 109.5 for Ugolotti. Another half a second, still not quite enough. 3.6 seconds the gap at the line with 7 laps to go. He's doing enough to get there, but he's not doing enough to get past, is he? Must say, watching Matteo Ugolotti drive these cars though is pretty spectacular. He's just so composed. Everything just looks so natural. The wheel movements are just so fluent. He's very, very good in these cars.
These cars are not easy to drive, and so to watch somebody with such skill is very impressive.
100%. It's not just the wheel work as well, it's the throttle management to make the wheel work look so easy. That's the thing that's spectacular in these cars. Now, this lap hasn't been as good in regards to cutting down the gap as we've seen in previous. We said it was 3.6 at the line the last time, 3.4 this time, so not enough of an inroad on that lap from Matteo Ugolotti to potentially steal the win away. Now, as I said before, I'm not sure if the current position he's in is enough points, but it is going to be very, very, very close in regards to who will win the championship based on their current positions. It's extremely tight, within 10 points from what I can work out.
Anthony Cat still holding off those drivers behind, Namba and Avila. Those hard tires working for Anthony Cat.
Working at the moment anyway. He's able to use them well enough to maintain the pace.
Yeah, he's still in the 110s. All the cars around him in the 111s. So looks like he might even be making some ground on Kent Nielsen up in 6th. Although not much ground.
Because Kent Nielsen did break away fairly quickly earlier. Gap between first and second has come down to 3 seconds. Now, I'm doing some more sums in my head here. Based on how things would look with drop rounds and all of the things, all of the different possibilities. Now, we may see this being just, and I say just, enough Ugolotti to win the championship. But we're going to have to wait and see if anything else changes throughout the week. But Ugolotti's flight, you see, look at the slight little slide there as he comes out of turn 7, up to turn 8, up to the first DRS zone, I suppose you'd say. Not quite close enough to get DRS, but he's only probably a lap and a half away from being in DRS range.
Is running out of laps though.
Definitely is. It's going to be difficult for him to get this done, but never say never. Never say never, and you never doubt a champion as well, and he's definitely been one of the best in this car, in this series, over a long period of time. Hasn't committed as much as we would have loved to have seen early on in the championship, but he's run all of the races in the last 8 rounds and has been absolutely superb. I mean, it would have been great to see him in that brilliant race we had at Fuji between Chin and Stepanov. Obviously disappointing to see Stepanov have a little break at the end of this season, but it's been a brilliant season the whole way through. Whoever wins the championship between Ugolotti and Chin, thoroughly deserving of that championship, and because the other championship positions still up for grabs as well. Marcel Fassbender, Luis Nunez as well, deserving of top 5 finishes as well in this championship. I do want to point out, you were talking before about Anthony Cat closing into Kent Nielsen. That was at 3 seconds between them. It's now down to 2.5 and closing relatively quick. So Anthony Cat is coming for Kent Nielsen. Remember, not that long ago, Kent Nielsen getting his way through after the pit stops. Well, starting to come back. Of course, Kent on soft tyres and has been on those softs for 20 laps now. He pitted at the end of lap 10 and will be really starting to struggle on them now.
Just a couple laps left in this race. Carolina is going to have to do something if he's going to try to get this win from Kalen Chin.
Point three the gap first to third. Yeah, Carolina's done a brilliant job in this race. I've got to give him props. He's been very, very competitive. He's made no mistakes. Applied enough pressure, and that's a mistake.
Whoa.
Slow down penalty for Kalen Chin. And has that slow down penalty just cost him the championship?
Able to stay just in DRS range, Kalen Chin, to maybe have a shot of catching him back, but that was big.
And have a look at the gap now. Ugolotti, 1.1 seconds back from Kalen Chin, and only 1.5 from the lead. Smallest of errors. First error we've seen from Kalen Chin in this race, and it only takes one when you're in a quality field like this to potentially cost you not only the race but the championship. It was already difficult for him to win the championship, but that may have just confirmed the championship to Matteo Ugolotti.
And that was the second time this race we've seen the leader make a mistake that cost him.
Exactly right, and that there would, from my calculations, this is not official, would mean that this race then becomes a drop round for Kalen Chin, which would give Matteo Ugolotti the championship win as Barney waves the white flag.
Isn't that something where a second place ends up being a drop round?
Crazy, isn't it? Just shows how strong this championship has been the whole way through. It's been a phenomenal championship the whole way through, regardless of who wins it. It's been brilliant. 1 lap left. Will Timo Karolainen take the win in the final race at Zandvoort? As it is now, looks very likely. He just has to hold on and not make an error.
That's got to be extra tough with a driver like Kalen Chin closing in on you to not make a mistake. But these guys are the best of the best.
A couple of corners left. Of course, no DRS through there for Carolina, but Kalen Chin does. Not able to close it down enough. He's down to 0.4 of a second, but Timo Karolainen at the moment has done enough to hold on to this race. One more corner to go. And he will hold on and win the last race of the championship season in the iRacing Grand Prix Series. Great win for Timo Karolainen. Only driver to not make a mistake at the front of the field. Picks up the win. Matteo Ugolotti looks like he has done enough to win the championship 2022 Season 3. Congratulations, Matteo Ugolotti, your champion for this season. Well done, and what a way to do it. Only racing the final 8 rounds of the season.
And this is a superb race for Carolina. He had to stay within that DRS range, the entire time, and he did it. And he, if he wasn't doing such a good job during that race, Kalen Chin's mistake, it wouldn't have been enough. So with Carolina maintaining that pace and being right there with Kalen Chin, that won in the race, because Kalen Chin just made a tiny little mistake, a little slowdown there, and Carolina able to pick up on that mistake and get the win. What an excellent race.
Brilliant race in the end. After 40 minutes and 27 seconds, Timo Karolainen wins by 0.7 of a second over Kalen Chin. Matteo Igalotti in third will be enough to win him the championship, depending on what happens for the rest of the week. But that looks very, very likely. The championship is done. Owen Horgland finishes fourth, just ahead of Thomas Simon, who probably would have got through with one more lap in the race. Gap in the end between Kent Nielsen and Anthony Catt ended up at 1 second for 6th and 7th. Dmitry Inbar and then Marco Sevilla and Victor Ard round out the top 10. Last car to finish was Jan Stratinsky with Adam Webb and Kleber Toffoli wrapping up our field. What a fantastic race it's been. What a fantastic season it has been. Kane, thank you very, very much for jumping in and helping us out for this final round. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
It's been a pleasure to watch. What a great series.
100%. A big thank you to the iRacing open wheel community as well for helping us out at SimSpeed TV to bring you this series throughout the season. A big thank you as well to Jake Sperry, who's been here all season long, of course, missing today, unfortunately. He's at a bit of an event in Cardiff today, so hope you're enjoying that, Mr. Sperry. But big thanks to everyone for watching as well. Big thank you to all the drivers as well for their support and great racing. And we will wrap it up there. We will see you next time from all of us at SimSpeed. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.
This is fantastic. This is GT racing right now.
He's got traction. He's got rid of the outside. Both of them. Maloney.
Oh, he's taking Anderson. Anderson's up top.
Oh my God. Oh, big crash. Oh my goodness. Half the field's going to get rolled.
Six very close. These guys are want to make their way through the field very quickly. Oh, there we go. Oh no, that's massive. This is it. This is over. I can't believe this. Oh my God.
God, what?